Hello, my name is Kevin Hill, and I'm going to introduce you on how to get better at Pokemon PvP. So let's get into it. The first point we're going to get into is stat product. The second is defensive typing. The third is offensive moveset. The fourth is stats. The fifth is the meta league. So let's get right into it. The first point we want to get into is stat product. It is your attack, defense, and stamina product that you have for a certain Pokemon, and you tally all of that together. That is your stat product. So if it's a 1 attack, 1 defense, 1 stamina, you would have a stat product of 3, and that would be really impressive if the max was 3. So I'm hoping you get the idea and the concept, but we can take it a little further when it comes to looking at my Pokemon here. As you see on my screen, this is the Pokegenie external app that you can run with also Pokemon Go. When it comes to PvP, this is a great help on knowing exactly who is good and who might not make it. So as you see, I have a bunch of entries inside of my Pokemon thing here, but let's peep out this Ralts right here as I choose. This Ralts has a PvP IVs. The IVs are the attack, defense, and stamina integers that you see here. A 1, a 12, and a 13. Now, the stat product would be a 1 plus 12 plus 13. So 15, 15, 15. Ooh, I'm gonna guess that's like 45. So we have 25, 26. Pretty good. A 26 out of 45. Now, when it comes to different leagues, which is very important on where you are trying to get in, a great value would be a 0, 15, 15. So a 0 attack, defensive would be 15, stamina would be 15. But also this does vary on which species you have. So it's great to get Pokegenie and to run the external app to get the perfect numbers you need. But for Ultra, this is a 2500 attack cap when it comes to CP. CP here is by the name here. You should see CP 178, HP health points 55. CP means combat power. So combat power is a 178. The max I've seen is almost 4,000. So this Ralts isn't doing much when it comes to that spectrum, but evolved as a full Gardevoir, which we will talk about later on when it comes to evolution stats, as a full Gardevoir, and leveled up all the way to level 30.5, where you can level up. The cap is now 50, but at a 30.5 in the Ultra League, this ranks number 71, 98.29%, capping off at a combat power of 2493 and a stat product of 98.93. This is one of the best top 100 Gardevoirs you should run in PvP. But we're gonna jump out of that there and go to our next point. Typing. Typing is very important in this game. You are not going to fight a fire type Pokemon with a water type Pokemon. Against a water type Pokemon, that is not what you're going to do unless you have our next point there, our offensive moveset. Other than that, our typing should not be going against our weaknesses. Here are our typings here. We have 18 different typings, including bug, dark, dragon, electric, fairy, fighting, fire, flying, ghost, grass, ground, ice, normal, poison, psychic, rock, steel, and water. It is going to be very confusing at first if you're going into PvP or even jumping into Pokemon Go at all, but that is okay. This is what Pokegenie and Pokemon Go and me are for. Is to help you. This is it. This is the whole go-to pride right here. This is it. Fine. We're gonna jump over to my favorite, Blaziken, from a Torchic. Here we go. 130, 87, 128. Way better than the Weedle. or the counter be combined. This is a clapper. That's what we call in the Meta League. This is a clapper. From the get-go, it knows how to get down. So what we do is jump back. We evolve into a Blaziken, which is a 240 attack, 141 defense, 190 stamina. A great stat product, no matter where you are in this game. And then you look at the moves. These moves have fighting, counter, fire spin, blaze kick, a flying type, which is really hard to find on a fire/fighting type. It's hard to come by. So once you get those moves like that and the opposition of who you're going against, this makes a big deal as a Blaziken. If you see a Blaziken, you might not know what you're going against. That's what you want to have in Pokemon PvP. You want to keep your opponent guessing. So what we're going to do is jump back here. And Ampharos, we're going to jump one more time into Ampharos. 211, 169, 207. Okay, we're going to jump back and we're going to use a 3 evolution, one of my favorites, a Crobat. Our base stats are 194, 178, 198. Now, as you see, we're going to roll back here from Crobat back into Ampharos. And you notice that the defensive stat on the Crobat is better. Even though it's a 211, 169, 207, 211, 169, 207. It's pretty close between a Crobat and an Ampharos. At this point, it's who are we going against? Who is going first? Who is going to switch? And who is the anchor of the team? That's how you define which Pokemon you're going to use at that moment, at that time, if you have an available switch. That is the deal. Or who you even want to keep in. Because you might think that Crobat would be a better candidate after Faint to set up an Ampharos. Or you might have the Ampharos set up the Crobat. You never know. You just need to go out there, get those types of attacks, get those better outcomes, get those better stats, and get the hustle going. That is it. So now we're gonna move into stats. We're gonna get into our stats. The better the stats, the better outcome. That's just what it is. The better the stats, the better the outcome. If you have lower stats but a high stat rate, it could work out for you. But what you want to do is run the better stats and the better stat product. Now, evolution stats vary upon who gets what. As you see, we have our... we're going to choose somebody else now. We're going to choose Mareep. Our electric type sheep Pokemon. We have an attack of 114, 79, and 146. Watch as we peel over to Falafi on what our stats look like. We're going to evolve into Falafi. And we're going to peel over here again to Mareep. 114, 79, 146, 145, 109, 172. The better stats, the better the outcome of your battle. Another example, the final evolution of Mareep, Ampharos. 211, 169, 207. That speaks for itself. The final evolution is your best bet to a victory. On top of you having considered the best attacks, on top of you have to consider the typing, on top of that you have to consider, I guess, the type of time and switches in your shields. I guess I'm gonna say the battlefield. As long as you have as long as you control the battlefield and the way you conduct yourself on your timings and in plays and types, the better the outcome. Just get the best stats possible, and that will be your win. On top of that, they do have extra forms, but we're not going to include this extra forms for they are not permitted into PvP. They're into other other features of the game. But let's just type in Swampert. Hiya. Okay, and we're gonna go over to type effectiveness. Resistance to electric, fire, poison, rock, and steel type Pokemon. That's practically the majority of a lot of moves that are out there, and the majority of a lot of Pokemon that's out there that will spawn near you. Grass type does spawn, but you know, it's based off how much you walk and how much it spawns near you, GPS location. So there's not a lot of grass type Pokemon going around. There's a slim chance to none that you will not have a good matchup against a Swampert at any time during any league. So your best bet is to literally hacksaw it, chip it down to where you can get one charge move, a powerful charge move, and hopefully it doesn't have any shields to block it, so you can go ahead and waste away that Swampert. But let's take a look at another example here who is bad against everything. I will say that. Who is bad against everything, dude? Well, I'm gonna go with a Nidoqueen. A Nidoqueen is a poison / ground type Pokemon. Type effectiveness, ground type itself, ice, psychic, and water. Ground, water, you should automatically be thinking a Swampert. That is Meta League. Swampert is really great. You should be thinking meta. Who is the best Pokemon that are being used at this moment? On top of this, who is the top dog in PvP? Right now, it is Regigigas. Regigigas is a steel type Pokemon, and it hits like a truck. It's fast when the right movesets are used, and it hits like a truck. Also, its defense is extremely high. Its attack is mediocre. Its stamina is mediocre. But that defense is so high, and it's hard to knock it down, especially when you're only bad against ground type Pokemon, fighting type Pokemon, and fire type Pokemon. And there's not a lot of people that are using that because of Swampert. So all you need is Registeel, Swampert, and just one extra third, a Crobat, and you're sweeping practically, or a Walrein, and you're sweeping. And it's it's unfair. Let's say it like that. Also, another thing, how to get better in this thing against the Meta League. The Meta League is one thing you have to do is invest your time, your study, your adventure, your candies, your Stardust, your moveset, your charge TMs, your fast TMs into the meta. Now, what I play the game for is I use only what I can catch. I'm not gonna say you need a Deoxys to become one of the best in the league, because not everybody has access to a Deoxys. So what you got to do is make the best of what you have. Sometimes I like to use just only my favorite Pokemon and not the meta. I like to be around the bush, be around the meta, using Pokemon that are not really being used at all, and beat the meta. Because it opens, Great League opens that door for that to happen. Also, choose your best. This is the Pokemon where you can finally meet your favorite Pokemon, or use your favorite Pokemon, or find out that, oh, I really enjoy this Pokemon. I had a fun time with this one. So it has you create a stronger bond on your little friendship meter once you play the game. Overall, I hope you found this helpful for tips and tricks of Pokemon Go PvP. And everybody take care and be careful.